Ethan, we were on Ethan Lane earlier. No, I think 492 went to it earlier. I don't know how we had an illegal burn when it's raining, but it did.
Thought we're good to burn.
You are. A lot of
Thank God.
fuel.
As long as it's.
I got a call from my family, like, Dad, the fourth blows is on fire. I go, it's a slash burn, it's fine. I'd rather burn it now than the wind in the summertime, so just let it go, it'll be fine, don't call 911.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Everybody here? Okay. It is, are we on?
Yeah.
Okay, it's November 14th at 6 o'clock and calling the fire board meeting to order. Can we all stand for the flag salute?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Oh, let's dive into it. Any changes to the agenda, Chief?
No, sir.
Any public comment? Nobody online or anything like that wants to say hi? Okay. Okay. All right, local 3215 report. We have the keyboard president here, so.
Hey, Justin.
All right, so today, as a matter of fact, we settled our numbers for our paramedic back pay. That should be getting issued in the first part of December. I want to thank Kate and Chief and our financing leader for all their hard work on getting this. It's quite the undertaking to determine back pay. We have to go back and look at everybody's pay stubs and dive deep, but they dove deep with leaving our members confident that the numbers are what they need to be. So thank you, Kate, for your help on that. Upcoming negotiations, we've given the district our letter of intent to negotiate, coming up, so our contract's gonna be ending. We're gonna start that sometime in the next couple of months. We'll work through it. It's, gonna get that done.
When's that deadline?
There's really a deadline on when we just need to have it done before the contract's over in July. Yeah, it's July. So we'll get ahead of that. Our members are continuing to work really hard to fill staffing shortages. As you know, we're down some people, working on fixing that. And our members are stepping to the plate and working a lot of shifts to make sure we're covered. Other than that, all is well with us.
Cool. Okay, volunteer report?
No volunteers were present last night. We had the first county-wide volunteer association meeting following Fire Defense Board and since 2020.
Wow.
And so it's been 4 years. Very well received turnout. We provided hot dogs and hamburgers and cooked for all the balls. Mist provided the side dishes and brought drinks. So it would, the guys were here, Rick was here. There was probably 60 people here, 70
Wow.
people. There was a lot. This room was packed. So it was great to see it. They're sounds like we're gonna start it back up. So they'll start meeting quarterly. I think next one, Rick, January.
January Klatchkin.
Yeah, in Klatskinight. So they'll be meeting quarterly. And so it's great to see it again because it hasn't happened in 4 years. So Toy and Joy, they've got their website out. They're collecting, the names and people are messaging us. Kate's turning them over to their website so they can fill out the information. And they have a place, I forgot where Ashley told me they had it. There's a place they can store the toys. We will do the distribution here. So there's a building. Anyway, we have a building in town here that everyone's going to use. It's empty. That's where they'll store the toys, do the packaging, and then we'll bring it here and then we'll have distribution. 3215 is offered to help. So they're going to have some other folks will be out there too. So it should be a good turnout. We still have hot dog and hamburgers left over. So we're going to cook more hot dogs and hamburgers for when we do distribution. So if you gentlemen are available, when we do distribution, they love to see you guys come out.
Need some times for that stuff.
Don't have it yet. I asked the same thing, probably the first weekend in December, generally when it happens, or maybe the second. It just depends on when they close. I think they close before Thanksgiving. And I believe it's going to be, or I don't have a date, but it's first or second week in December. So Friday here and a Saturday up in Rainier.
Cool. Put that on the calendar.
As soon as we get it from, I'll definitely shoot you guys an email.
And then if they need anything,
Okay.
yeah, just send us days and
Bikes or-
whatever they got.
Whatever things they. Okay. Correspondence.
I refrained from giving you the correspondence that we received. There was several that involved a accident involving one of our ambulances. It was very vulgar, disrespectful, and condescending, and it wasn't going to present to the board having a document. So we've talked to SDAO. SDAO is aware of it. They have an attorney assigned to the case. But there's some folks from all around the country that said some very disparaging things about the organization and the members here, and I wasn't going to present that to the board, so that's on me. But they weren't ones that you probably want to read at Sunday school.
Got it. Yeah. Well, but it's all taken over, turned over to the authorities.
It is.
And everything,
It
and
is.
yeah, okay. All right, consent agenda, the minutes from the last board meeting, financials. Well, kind of looked through it, but Rick, you weren't here yet. You have any questions? All right.
All is in Fiji.
Oh. I know, right?
It looks really nice there. You sent me a picture. It looks
Yeah.
really nice there. So, yeah.
I'll make the motion, we approve it. I'll for discussion.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
And I know I was sorry for being absent for the last board meeting. I was, Wolf Consulting is our new,
Yep.
as of now, for finance, correct?
Correct.
And then, sweet.
The Wolf Consulting we've used for 3 years. They have made, and very nice of them. They're like, you realize you've been with us 3 years, you need to put out an RFP. So we have engaged Laura Nash to create an RFP based on some information we received from Wolf that we will send out. And at some point, probably once we launch it, 45 or 60 days, so probably January, February, the board will decide, do you want to stay with Wolf or do you want to go with a different finance company? But they said it's just the 3-year cycle. We should put it out. So
That's
there's,
fair.
Best predictions.
And the last Aiken Blitz bill went out.
yes, this was Aiken and Moody meeting to pass on the Marine Company for the information passed on to Miller Nash. So it was their last. You should not see any more of those. We're not anticipating any more bills from them.
And I'm guessing all of the checks to current staff is just
Reimbursement.
payback for.
Yep. So the maintenance staff went to the mechanic school and so they turned in their receipts and they get that per diem. And then we have several other folks that turned in and it's reimbursement.
What was Blackbaud again?
That is our financial software.
Okay.
The Stryker Medical, it's on the second page, almost at the bottom. What was that, the 7,000 gurney or
The
something?
power gurneys, we had to have several of them died on us and we had to do an emergency, have Stryker come out. The guys could not get him to jump start, couldn't get him to lift, couldn't get him to come out of the back of the ambulance. And so it was an emergency call for Stryker to come out and repair our gurneys.
Oh, okay, those are newer here.
Yes.
So I'm guessing those aren't under warranty or anything like that.
I don't know if we might have exceeded our warranty. It might be the timeline's probably passed.
It was a full tune-up too.
Yeah.
Annual maintenance. Go to Vidi.
It's an insurance company, it's Kaiser reimbursement for an EMS refund.
Okay,
Yeah, very strange name, Code Video. but-
yeah, I remember seeing that over.
That was my.
Well, we're definitely very healthy. A year from, considering it's been a year, it's way better. Anybody have any more questions?
In the minutes last month, says we'll be presented the audit this month in November. We did not get that yet.
So the auditors were supposed to be here tonight. They called earlier last week and said they were not going to be able to make it. Our plan was, Kate was trying to work with them, maybe have come out and do a special, we did do a special like Zoom meeting where they can go over it. They're not ready next week either. So most likely be December or probably the December meeting, they would go over that. They're supposed to be in our building, but we can like,
Yeah, they're going to be starting the next audit and they'll be at our office at admin for a week, 9, 10, 11. 12.
so if we need to do a special one, we can. If not, it'll be your December meeting.
I just is on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
And this, that catches us up. Right?
The one they're starting in December will be our final one. We'll be flush then and be right up in time, and then we'll continue going in that direction.
But still.
And then the budget actual, that's later, correct? It's in the new business.
No, that goes with the,
Oh,
Last.
So we met, if you, I guess we can talk about it real quick. So we met with Krista, at Wolf and Associates, and we discussed, budget versus actuals. Clearly, you can see that we have a lot of them that are still 100%, 95%, 98%. We weren't spending any money that first quarter of the year because of where we were financially. We want to make sure we were going to meet our payroll needs, and emergency, services. So now that we are, you guys will start seeing those start dropping as we start purchasing equipment and things that we had budgeted for the calendar year. So you'll be getting those. The union has access to them, and also the members that run each particular line item, they have control over that, so they know where they're at on their spending, like the EMS supply.
Any kind of a breakdown of what normally comes out of each of these budget line items when you guys built the budget? I'm asking because like there's an EMS supplies on page 2, and there's a medical supplies and pharmaceuticals. EMS supplies shows 0 spent, but medical supplies and pharmaceuticals, well, excuse me, has 0 budgeted, spent 18,000. And medical supplies and pharmaceuticals had 150,000, if I'm reading that correct. We spent 12. I just was curious what those two,
they're essentially the same thing.
That's what I
except
wondered.
for back when Sanchez and Chris and everybody was working on this, for some reason, he decided to put everything into the, supply and, medication line. And so when you see the EMS supplies and you see the 18,000, it's because we went ahead and cut checks and we plugged it into that code
Okay.
6033. And she hasn't had time to go through and make a journal entry to push it back up to the other code.
that's probably why we have. some
So
other-
as we go along, you'll see like over the next 2 months, a few things will shift into a few different categories. They just didn't have time to do a couple adjustments.
All right, I saw there's a bunch of things on the first page that had 0 budgeted, but we spent them. So that explains where they're probably from too.
Yeah,
So those are journal entry corrections. Wolf and Associates goes through and does that. I have to then verify and confirm and approve their changes to it. So normally the first week of the month, that's what I do, is go through all of our journal entries and to correct those. So it's housekeeping stuff. Chief Sanchez created a couple different line items that weren't very odd, because they're the same thing, but 2 different numbers. And so as you'll hopefully see those drop off, and we'll get this corrected where you won't have those anymore, where it says 0 budgeted.
like next year we'll clean up and we'll consolidate and
It would be nice to have just like a little cheat list that says EMS supplies covers this, on some of them.
We can work on that, Rick. I'll see in the budget it breaks down more, but we can give a cheat list, kind of like we did we can
With
work
the-
on something on that.
Yeah, the vendors.
Okay.
Ran some of the numbers. Looks like we're down a little bit on wages. If we were to divide out our budget by 12, we're down a little on that. We're up a little bit on overtime. Quite a bit on overtime. Looks like we're down on payroll taxes and what's the other one? The PERS?
Yeah, I think it's PERS.
Yeah.
Are we going to be doing a supplemental budget at some point, or?
So again, we discussed that with Krista. The possibility is slim, but there may be. And again, once we get through this next quarter, we have a better idea of where we're at on some of those. Right now, she doesn't think so, because within,
You got 10%.
huh?
You got 10% window.
Yeah, there's a window, and also like take the shop, for instance, there's line items in the shop, if they can be shifted within that group. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a budgetary adjustment. So we will, any change of that nature, obviously, we're gonna take it in front of the board because you guys approved the budget. So, but right now, she felt pretty confident that we're looking pretty good, looking at most of our, yeah, there's a couple like the overtime. We were gonna be high anyway because July through November that's when most guys take time off. We'll probably see a dip and it'll probably bounce back out by the time we get through January. It's gonna ebb and flow a little bit, but she felt that we were on track to be, very well financial position at the end of this budget. But
Sorry, yeah, PERS was like 277,000 over. If we did it monthly, what we should be monthly. So I was a little concerned with that one. We don't have a whole lot of choice on that.
no. I will ask, our next meeting with her, I'll ask Rick and clarify a couple of those things.
Okay.
What are we doing for uniforms at this point? I'm just looking at, we haven't spent much on that.
So originally, there was the company called Cintas that we were going to use that Chief Sanchez had found.
Okay.
It's not meeting our needs.
Okay.
And so, Jeremy, Lieutenant Schrotzberger, Lieutenant Wonderly, and I believe probably Steve Rachel when he comes back from, when he gets back on light duty. They're working on finding vendors and we're coming up with, we have a uniform policy in Lexipol.
Okay.
Lieutenant Schrotzberger and Lieutenant Wonderly are working on correcting it and coming up with a solution on how do we outfit our folks. So they had a couple ideas and I'll just tell you, one of them was everybody gets X amount of dollars a year and then you can go on to, and there's most of the places have a website and you can build like, I want 4 shirts and you order your 4 shirts, it comes out of your account. We obviously pay it, but you're responsible for your stuff. So they're working on it. We're hoping to have it buttoned up before the end of the month.
We had that in Plattsburgh when I worked there. That your
Yeah, you
uniform
went to
allowance was like
Yeah.
$300 a year or whatever.
Correct.
And then the hard part was when you were beginning was luckily like I had some pants from. So like there was
Well, for a new hire, they will get, and I don't know what they're working on, but I say they're gonna get 4 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, but they will get an ensemble. That's their first year. And then what probably was, they won't get money for that year because they got new gear, but the next year they would start receiving funds to order their stuff.
sounds good. Yeah, I mean, keeping it local too, I feel like Cintas is a pretty big company, so if we can. Somebody local can do that, it'd be sweet.
Well, and
Or
correct, Lieutenant Rodriguez found several, and then again, like that homepage where you go there and it's yours, it says all Columbia River stuff, and I want a pair of shorts. You got money in your account, you can buy those things, and so they feel they're close on it, so the policy's gotta be done first. And then, but we have the funds, so we know we can buy uniforms for our guys, we're just trying to figure out what's the best shirt, pair of pants.
sounds good.
Do you guys have to wash your stuff at the station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not taking that crap home?
Most people do, yeah, majority of guys do,
I always did, I didn't want to take my stuff home,
Yeah.
so.
It's no big deal. Just wash it there.
yeah.
No, I agree. I just make sure that service. Yeah.
I talked to Straussy a little bit, he talked to me, he got our opinion yesterday on a
Good.
couple of things, and I think he's already gotten like 3 quotes, and he
Okay.
went to Curtis Blue Line
Okay.
and spent an hour and a half with them a day and a half ago, talking about their system, so.
Cool, yeah, so I went off on a rabbit hole. It's all good, all.
You know, the next time we have to do, our SCBA checks here, like get them tested or is that coming up?
In the spring.
They coming?
Yeah. He was out a couple weeks ago, I think, checking the compressor, so that we do have a guy that comes out and service on a regular basis. But yes, normally I think Mayish is when they come out and service all of our apps.
The fairgrounds lease, is that $1,000 a year or is it an
It's a
annual?
year, it's a year.
$1,000 a year. That's 99-year lease.
Correct, we have 48 or 50 years left on that thing. It's like 2080 something, I think. Well, none of us will be here, so.
Speak for yourself.
All right, so all right, Ryan will live forever, so okay, we got it.
Bye.
Been a lot of those lately. Calling us, then cancel us before we get on scene.
It's pathways.
Oh, is it?
I have no comment.
Okay. Ready to take a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that motion passes. Okay. Now we have the chief officer's report.
Okay, well, you gentlemen have a memorandum in your packet, 2425-019, and I was just gonna hit the highlights of it. Also, I have Lieutenant Chandler here who's gonna talk about a project that we're working on and pretty excited about. So again, I wanted to brief the department on where we were because it was pretty fantastic news that if you look at where we were 18 months ago, we were looking at possibly not having any funds to even make payroll, and we're gonna have to borrow money. So that with me, with Wolf and Associates, due to diligence and the board, the volunteers, the career admin working together, we've righted the ship. And so we have funds available to hire and bring our fire personnel who were understaffed at the time back up. So I want to get something out to the crews. The exciting thing is that we talked to Wolf and Associates, could we support 3 additional firefighters, which would take us back to 30, which would get us our 2 person off a day, allow a minimum staffing of 8. So we would run on a normal day would be 2, 4, and 2. If we're fully staffed, which we are gonna have a lot of new people, we'll probably be 4, 4, and 2 on most days, or 3, 4, and 2 on a day when one guy's off. So positive stuff. We're going to hire 6 total, and the reason why we're hiring 6 is that we have some that are leaving. So we have one lieutenant that is leaving to go to another job. Another one is retiring. And so I asked Krista and her associates if what's the possibility of over hiring, basically get these people trained. So when these 2 individuals exit, we have people that can really step right in. And it was, again, a great meeting with them. And that we're do our due diligence, we can actually bring some folks back on. And so I want to get that out of the crews. We did have a single role member who went to Clackamas or Tualatin Valley. Firefighter Kirchhoffer, Doug Kirchhoffer, has, I asked him if he'd like to take it on. He is our recruitment individual now. And so he is the point of contact for Columbia Fire and Rescue for not only our for EMS folks, but also our firefighters. And so he advertised and was able to get a number of individuals come in for the the paramedic single role position. We interviewed, they had a very, very tough decision. All the candidates were amazing. And they ended up settling on an individual, Talitha, I believe I said her name right, who lives local. She's worked for AMR for over 15 years, is a great personality, fantastic paramedic, very, very knowledgeable. And she is currently in backgrounds in physical. We're hoping to have her start sometime in early December, and that way get her FTEP, which should not be an issue for her. And hopefully we have our day car fully stocked and back up by January 1. So excited about that. We've, in the past, and this has just been something that a pass on or a history of the organization. We call them EMS single roles. I believe it minimizes them by calling them just EMS single roles. So, working with our paramedic only units, we've come up with a new term for them. They're Medic 9. They like it. We're going to actually put that on our ambulances. Medic 9, because they are the 9 series in our district. And also, they're, again, calling somebody a single role seems like we're minimizing their contributions and abilities for the organization. And so they're proud of it. I want to support them, and we're going to get, I told them I'd help get them shirts one day. We'll get shirts someday, because they are the backbone of our paramedic, our emergency response. They are taking the lion's share of our calls, allowing our firefighters to train, to prepare, and be here for when we have the fire or a car accident or hazmat. And it's a great working relationship. Our guys care deeply about them, and they want them to be happy and successful. We have some very, very good paramedics. If I'm gonna have a medical emergency, it's gonna be in St. Helens. I want to make sure I got, these folks are gonna take care of it. So they are now gonna be known as Medic 9. So I'm trying to phase out my own terminology, call them single role. They are the Medic 9 personnel, and this Talitha is gonna be a great addition. We will be having a lieutenant's exam in the spring, probably, or not, sorry, spring, be winter, January. I met with civil service last week. I presented them with our Lexipol policy, which lines it out. I did not have score sheets and stuff ready for them, so my goal is to have it to them probably by the end of next week. So they have the week of Thanksgiving to review. We meet in early December. They approve it. I can tell our folks, and we're going to probably promote anywhere between 2 to 4 lieutenants. So that's, again, something else positive that's going on. I did put out for, and additionally, I talking with Wolf and Associates, having a union represented 40-hour lieutenant that will get that aid down at the admin office with jobs and the ton of work we have to do. And so that will actually give us 10 lieutenants instead of 9. And so that's a result. We're going to hire an extra firefighter paramedic. I did put out for division chief of training EMS. In all the years that I've been here, they hired me initially for that position, was training EMS, and I was busy pretty much every day of the week. When we went to Soul Point, where you just had a training chief or you had just the EMS chief, there's a lot of time that when they're done with their stuff, there's not much else to do. So by having someone that can do both, one, they're also going to ensure that we are getting our EMS training done and our fire training. We're also compliant with the state DPSST. So the position where I'm replacing a chief with a division chief of EMS and training, and having a lieutenant work in the office as a administrative lieutenant, I believe we'll be able to meet the needs. We're doing it now with a much leaner organization, much leaner administration. And I do not want to add a ton of folks. I want to make sure that we put more boots on the ground, on the street, than sitting in a seat at the office. So I wanted to put something out to all of our staff, something in the board and to our volunteers. And a couple last things is that we are currently seeking to purchase an ambulance that was budgeted for. We're looking at Braun and True North. And so today we reviewed both packets from them. We're going to take the EMS singles next week and review it with them as well and see what their thoughts are. Medic 9. Sorry, again, it happens to me. So it's ingrained. And I'll get it. Once I give them the big emblem on the side of their ambulance, I'll now call them that again. So, so it's exciting. So we have enough to purchase a ambulance. Probably have some money left over that I would probably roll over to next budget year. And the idea would be to purchase a second ambulance. So both our day cars were running in newer rigs. Our other ambulances are still in good shape. They're older. They got some miles on them, but those will be set for the firefighters, or when one of these rigs goes down for maintenance, we have a spare. So it's exciting time that they're very happy that they're looking at getting units for them. And then the last thing I have on here is I restarted the apparatus committee. We don't have a plan to buy a fire engine right this moment, but we're going to have to replace engine 471 at St. Helens Station sooner than later. It's 2-year build for a fire engine. So we're going to start having a committee to start talking about what we're looking for an engine. And it'll be for the St. Helens Station. Well, again, we're not buying one now, but I want to get guys excited, and we can start looking at stuff, maybe take some little side trips around up here in Portland area, go look at some engines and see what we're looking for the St. Helens Station. So anyway, that's a nutshell of the stuff that we've been going on. Work has gone quite well. I meet with the union or our membership pretty much on a daily basis. It's nice because the relationships I think have gotten more solid, and I do appreciate everything they've done, and they've contributed helping me manage this organization. And also, hey, everything help that or appreciate everything Kate has done. we're making through, and it's positive stuff. It's exciting right now. So the last thing that I wanted to allow or have up is Lieutenant Chandler brought something to my attention. Him and I kind of brainstormed and we came up with an idea that, or allowing this idea to grow, is a potential class or a weekend for juniors and seniors from the high school. So Lieutenant Chandler, you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So I have a flyer here. I'll pass it around for you guys to look at here. So CRFR and Local 3215 Fire Camp, March 27th through the 29th. It's the last weekend of spring break. It'll be from 0900 to 1700 at the training center. Like Chief said, it'll be just juniors and seniors. No cost, limited spots available. It'll be obviously for Rainier and St. Helens High School. I put everything I put on here where students will learn and experience basic firefighting and emergency medical skills. Sponsors, I put you guys. Just we don't really have any sponsors yet. Still I'll try to get some like sponsors for lunch. So I put CRFR Board of Directors, and then lunch will be provided each day. And then just put a picture here and just kind of some skills that they're gonna learn. We're in the kind of discussion basis. We're hopefully gonna get one of the Medic 9 people, CPR instructor certified. And then hopefully get these kids coming out with maybe a CPR certificate, hopefully. So I'll, by next week or so, I should have like a full, just like daily schedule for Chief. Like what we're gonna do hour by hour. But that's basically it. We're gonna take this out to the schools soon. And now, give it to the principals and the superintendents or whatever. And so this will hopefully be the first year of many more.
I think it's cool to get the kids involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd like to make this, if it goes well, which obviously, hopefully it will, like, make it a huge success, like, we'd like to make this a yearly thing, I think, so.
Yeah, maybe reach out to PCC, maybe they can get somebody out one of the days from the California side.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to, Doug has some contacts there, so.
We discussed going countywide, and that's our ultimate goal, but we want to make sure we can make it work and have it work, but then ultimately open up to Clatskanai, open up to Scappoose, Mist, if they got kids. But then the expectation would be is those districts would send folks to help and make it a huge weekend, make it fun. And we're not, our volunteerism is down across the whole entire country, but maybe we get some kids, most kids don't really know what we do. And talking with Lieutenant Chandler today, bring out ODF, have them come out, maybe have a station where they discuss ODF, show their truck off and talk about what ODF does. Have the Medic 9 crew talk about if you just want to be a paramedic or an EMT, just trying to make where kids realize that there's other jobs out in the world other than going to college and just, trying to find out.
Pretty cool.
So, and we only get it for a few years, we might see some improvement in our volunteers. But again, if we can get it to where this is successful, and we can bring in the other schools, the other districts, it would be great if we could see volunteers from across the whole county stepping up.
Oh, and also, it's not like when we were kids growing up, it was like an act of Congress to become a firefighter. Now it's, but across every labor, industry, every trade, it's a struggle, so.
Well, I know the superintendent at Rainier really wants blue collar level. He would like to see, a construction company. We're gonna put on some classes and try to get kids to understand there's other things in the world that you could go make a very decent living at, be able to afford a house, vacation. Don't need to be in college for 4 years or 8 years. And so so I'm gonna take Lieutenant Chandler out probably after the first of the month. We're gonna go see the Rainier superintendent. Hopefully it's calmer down here. We'll see the local superintendent here and get it out because we want to know how many are coming, because he's gonna start going out trying to see like if local businesses want to donate for the lunches. And so we want to get that, and then we're gonna put flyers up and banners that say who's donating what. So it's a positive thing. It's super exciting and we might be able to recruit some people from it.
Sounds good. Hadn't thought of it, by the way.
It's late, they off. It's fine. It was off.
Did the ASA get all done and turned in before Jerry left?
Yes, the ASA is in. They are actually December 3rd, 4th. I have it on my calendar. 3rd or 4th is the public hearing. I will be attending the public hearing at the county. And I'm sure Chief Pritchard will be there, Chief Sherrick, and sure everybody will be there for it. So, once the public hearing's done, I think they said their plan is to have everything out back to us before the first of the year.
I had a few other questions from yours. You're talking about the training at EMS chief. I know, there's a research year. Do we have some of this taken care of the AHA stuff first?
AHA or the DPSST?
Well, for the paramedic stuff for all.
So yeah, so this year is PALS, and so I'm working through that right now, trying to find a PALS instructor. So our paramedics will be able to have that in January, February. So yes, we know it's not a cert here. Myself and Lieutenant Davis met with Chief Lynch who is our DLO for DPSST, and we're in the process probably next week or the first week of December. Our stuff will be in for our buying in for the research and fire service. So yeah, we're trying to find instructors. We have some of the single roles that are interested in becoming PALS or ACLS. If we can get some instructors in house, it would save the district money.
Oh,
If not, we will have to pay a third party to come
I
out.
remember my thought, I don't know if we need to make a motion to approve like staffing up for the camp or whatever to bring people in for overtime.
I don't.
You don't have to do that, sir.
Yeah, I think-
We have funds set aside for that for some, there's several line items we can draw from, but most of the time they can't donate, but the union can. This is why it's CRFR and local 3215. So we're supporting this. It's a great opportunity. If they put in for it, I'll pay them. I'm not.
I want to ask for volunteers too, so I should have said that too, sorry, I'm gonna go to the union meeting and I'm gonna present the same flyer to you guys, I've already talked to like a bunch of the guys. And a bunch of the guys are already like, yeah, I'll volunteer my time for that.
That's good. It's a good cause, yeah.
It's a good cause for kids, right? The same thing, like a bunch of the, Portland has the women's camp, Swan Valley has the women's camp, for the girls, right? We want to make this for boys and girls, right? I don't care about sex, so I just want, everybody can come, right? Doesn't matter. So I think the guys are just gonna be hopefully just willing to donate their time. I know my guys are. So I know like some of the A shift guys are, so hopefully we'll get enough people. So yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem.
Well, I'll put up some turnouts for the cause.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, old business, we have to review the board policy. Section A, 13-17. I held off from that one when you were gone. I didn't see anything that was bigger. I thought we should change.
Just a question, Chief, on the organizational meeting. Newspaper of record. Lost our local newspaper.
I know we did.
Yeah, what is the requirement now if we don't have a paper? I mean, what does SDO or anybody say we gotta do?
Actually, Rick, I need to, when Chronicle went away, it fell off my plate. So
Yeah,
let me contact
I'm just
SGO.
wondering if we have another way we're supposed to post.
Is that what the city's using?
I believe that's it.
What was that?
Spotlight.
South County Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Just,
Okay, but I will check and I will confirm if we have to have one, we probably do. And if
Yes.
so, then that's the only paper left in town.
I don't know if we need to make a motion to that, if that's part of our housekeeping stuff every year when we do that.
I think it is.
You probably, honestly, we didn't put it on the agenda, but I think you're gonna have to, because we'll have to
Yeah.
make that the newspaper a record,
Yeah.
since that's the only one left in our town.
Can we do that tonight?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay.
If you wanna put it under new business, we can just put it at the end of new
We'll
business.
put it at the end of new business.
Anything weird?
I was just going,
Oh, yeah, the ones we didn't get.
that was.
Yeah.
But
The item-
clearly I'm covered for under our, number 19 grievances and complaints. Number 19.4, anonymous correspondence will not be considered officially to the chief or the board. So the ones that are called, the names we just,
That's for the next one, right?
correct. Yeah, we're just looking at the ones you guys have. So
Yeah, we were looking at this.
The
Section
Item
items
17.
section A,
16,
16.1, yeah, we're kind of,
when we got here, we weren't given.
we ain't getting none of that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
We got it eventually, though. Does anybody have any? Want to make a motion?
I've got no issues.
Any of this?
I'll make a motion to approve the policies that we provided.
Okay, any discussion?
For second.
For any second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion. Obviously, we talked about the paper.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is, possibly leaving this open until maybe they're saying with the change of papers going out of business, there might be a different way of providing all of that information. But
I'm only
But I would-
99% sure that that's the,
yeah. So most likely it's, I would
Make a
think,
motion under new business later on in the meeting and
yeah,
adopt that as our paper and then reach out to them and
yeah.
yes, correct.
Rick, do you have any issues with the first 13 through 17?
No,
Do we want to, let's make a vote so we can approve it? Or adopt it? Okay, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Okay. All right, now the new board business would be the board policy review discussion, A 18 through 20. do we actually follow through with the fee for standby? Like if they go to the fairground or anything like that? Or the auto races or?
Yes,
Yeah, we tried.
we do. It's state rate for an ambulance. It's,
Yeah.
45 or 50 an hour for an ambulance.
What about like the football games, like?
We don't charge for ball games. Most of the time our volunteer staff, those both at Rainier and St. Helens. And if we don't have balls, then fairgrounds go down and watch. If they, and the football, athletic directors are where we pop a call, we gotta go.
I've always liked going to games, so.
Yeah,
Have a
well,
nice Friday night.
20.4 says that. What's that, like, any motion?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve or policies, what did that one start with?
Section A 18 through 20.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to approve policies A18 through H20.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Okay, I thought it was, made sense. It's updated, no changes. Okay, think of vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yep, we adopted those policies. Okay, and then under new business, the record,
Newspaper. record.
newspaper record, will have it be this,
I'll make a motion that we change our newspaper of record to the Scappoose Spotlight or South County Spotlight from the Chronicle.
discussion. So we got left
I
around here.
would still reach out
I
and
will.
just make sure there's nothing.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I do, I can bring it back to you guys in the next meeting. If they tell you that it could be the, or going if you wanted, I'll find out.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry.
All right, well, the ayes have it. Board member comments.
Good seeing you guys. Thank you, Lieutenant Chandler, for working on that camp. I think that'll be great. I think the more we can get the youth into the fire service, the better, especially right now when we're hurting for people. So that we can pull one kid that wants to do this for a job and show them it's an actual viable option. It's a good thing. So I got.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that, more importantly, I think that the lieutenants and the line staff where they were a year ago to where the promotions that you've made in the district to put these guys up, it's feeling a new, I don't know, sense of pride and things like that in the district. And I think it's a very, very good positive thing. So I like to see more, like that division chief. If we had somebody from in-house that wanted to come up, I think that'd be cool.
And we did offer and did make sure that internal, that is internal versus external. If we don't, just real quick, if we don't receive one, then what I do, I'm not gonna go back out in December because of the holidays. I'll wait till January, to put it back out. But we have internal candidates. The first round of interviews is gonna involve probably at least one board member and a number of the staff, because we have to get it right the first time. Take us back.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we don't want that.
I also love the idea of the fire camp and, I'm very, very excited and happy with everything that's happening. I think it's, shows great teamwork. It shows everybody's committed and I don't know what else to say. So thank you guys for everything.
Quick go back. I just want to say for everybody, like you guys, staff, all like, if you guys see any way we can improve, if you get anything, just let us know. Like, I think we all want to, we've seen how bad it can get. We want to keep working better. So if we can fine tune things and make everything better. So come with us with problems. Like, we want to be better. We want to make sure we're looking in the future. I appreciate you. Hey, we've got a couple people retiring, maybe leaving. We're gonna hire those out. Like, it's great to see, just, hey, what do we need in the future? And I think the more that we can be proactive and fine tune these little issues before and bring issues to us, that's what we need. That's what we want. So,
I completely agree.
thank you.
Like to see us get back to 30.
Yeah.
That's where we're at now, at. So.
Or more.
Difference. Yeah. I know we asked the legal people, we changed the legal representation, but Status of our OSP investigation and bully.
We have not heard anything from Boley. That would be Mark Woodson, Leopold, right?
No, this is.
Or no, case notes.
And I emailed him about 4 days ago and I'm not.
So we haven't heard anything on Boley. As far as the, investigation of the county, before Chief Sanchez left, this is one of the last things I had Aiken do. Aiken called me. I said, I want you to reach out to the state, the OSP, and find out where we're at. He came back and said they're working on a report and they don't know when it's gonna get done. 'Cause they had a bunch of murder cases, drug cases ahead of it. And so they did not give a timeline. That's the last I heard. That was 2 months ago.
Any other comments? But now for the piece. Okay, well, it is 6:51 on November 14th, and I am on this meeting adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
Are we gonna continue from here or we can swap back and forth?
I'm just gonna swap back and forth with this one right here.
I'll call it. I'll call it. I'll be in Seattle.
Okay. Okay.
Am I missing something on where the meetings are in the email that you send out?
They are on the agenda at the top. It's has the address of where.
Kurt Russell